Hello, movie lovers. Picking a good horror movie, especially when you've seen so many, can be quite challenging. A lot of them feel similar and often follow the same formula. However, in the past couple of years, there have been several unique horror films, which I've compiled in this list. So, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel and let's get started. Evil Dead Rise. Faced with a difficult life situation, Beth travels to Los Angeles to visit her older sister, Ellie. Upon arrival, she discovers that Ellie's husband has left her, leaving her alone with 3 children, and their apartment complex is about to be demolished, with no new home found yet. Wanting to talk to her sister in private, she sends the kids out for pizza. On their way back, they experience an earthquake. A sinkhole opens up in the parking lot, and the eldest son finds an ancient book and vinyl records inside. Out of curiosity, he opens the book and listens to the records, unknowingly unleashing evil forces that quickly possess his mother. These forces will stop at nothing to drag everyone, especially the children, to hell. Five Nights at Freddy's. Struggling to retain custody of his younger sister, Mike Schmidt takes a job as a night security guard at Freddy Fazbear's, a once popular but now closed entertainment center. Years ago, when Mike was still a child, his brother was kidnapped by an unknown assailant, an event that Mike revisits in his dreams, trying to recall the kidnapper's face. On his new job, more details of the kidnapping start to emerge in his dreams, and it seems that this place harbors sinister secrets. Shut In. Casual acquaintances Kemma and Max retreat to an apartment in the middle of a holiday gathering, only to realize that they can never leave. They search for an exit, but there is none. Windows and doors lead to new labyrinths of rooms surrounded by only enclosed space. Kemma and Max begin to see terrifying, childlike ghosts, only to slowly realize that these entities are just as much victims of circumstance as they are. By uncovering the secrets of the past, they try to help the ghosts, hoping to save themselves in the process. Saw X. Hoping to cure his cancer, John Kramer travels to Mexico for experimental treatment. The surgery is successful, and the doctor promises him a new lease on life. However, it soon becomes clear that it was all part of a fraudulent scheme, preying on desperate patients. Now John is ready to teach these con artists a lesson in his signature style, with deadly puzzles and blood-soaked traps. Scream 6. The 4 survivors of the Woodsboro Massacre, Carpenter sisters, and twins Chad and Mindy, have moved to New York, where they try to start fresh. Sam attends therapy and, much to Tara's annoyance, is overly protective of her every move. But soon it becomes clear that Sam's caution is warranted. The Ghostface killer is on the loose again, and as Mindy suggests, neither new acquaintances nor old friends should be excluded from the list of suspects. Animal Kingdom. The world is gripped by a virus that turns humans into animals. Francois is doing everything he can to save his wife, Lana, who has contracted this unknown disease. Soon, he and their 16-year-old son, Emile, must embark on a journey that will forever change their lives. Pope's Exorcist, Gabriele Amorth, an Italian Catholic priest and exorcist for the Diocese of Rome, takes on a new case involving a possessed boy. His investigation leads him to uncover an ancient secret that the Vatican has kept hidden for many years. Cuando, acecha la maldad. In a remote village, 2 hunter brothers discover a man in the forest whose body is possessed by demons trying to break free. In an attempt to protect their loved ones, the brothers try to take the possessed man as far away from the village as possible. However, all their efforts are in vain, as the evil begins to spread across the area, possessing people and animals, plunging everything into dark chaos. No One Will Save You. A young, talented, and lonely Bryn Adams prefers to live a secluded life in her childhood home. One night, Bryn hears strange noises and discovers that aliens have broken into her house. Alone, she must face off against the extraterrestrial invaders who threaten her future. Totally Killer. The infamous killer of sweet 16-year-olds returns 35 years after his first killing spree to find a new victim. This time, he targets 17-year-old Jamie, whose mother survived the terrible Halloween night of 1987 when the maniac last struck. On the same evening the killer attacks Jamie, she is mysteriously transported back in time 35 years. Now, Jamie must track down the maniac and stop him before he begins his brutal murders. Thanksgiving, Plymouth, Massachusetts. A stampede in a shopping mall during Black Friday coinciding with Thanksgiving claims several lives. A year later, someone wearing a mask of the first local governor, John Carter, and wielding his stolen axe from a museum begins hunting those responsible for that tragedy. Ssin. A young man named Kevin is devastated by the loss of his beloved and cannot overcome his grief. He turns to a witch who can communicate with the dead. Through her, Kevin hopes to ask his loved one a few important questions. But during the seance, something goes wrong. He inadvertently leaves a portal open, allowing dark entities to enter the world of the living. Vermines. Caleb is about to turn 30 and has never felt lonelier. He has cut ties with his best friend, constantly fights with his sister, and his girlfriend is irritated by his obsession with the exotic creatures that inhabit his apartment. One day, Caleb manages to acquire a rare and extremely poisonous spider, capable of killing an elephant with a single bite. Naturally, disaster strikes when the predator escapes into the ventilation system and starts breeding. Chao, Buchayan. After a married couple rents out their home to new tenants, their lives turn into a nightmare. They discover that a sinister ritual involving dolls is being performed in their house, where, according to ancient legend, the souls of deceased children reside. The homeowners are determined to figure out how to end this horror and stop the one behind the ritual. Vincent doit mourir. Vincent Burrell lives in Lyon and works as a graphic designer. One day, he realizes he has become a perfect target for random acts of aggression. People, co-workers, strangers, even relatives start attacking him for no apparent reason. Completely bewildered, Vincent goes on the run, trying to find a way to change whatever it is that causes people to lash out violently against him. Abigail, a group of criminals looking to make a fortune, kidnaps 12-year-old Abigail, the daughter of a powerful crime boss, demanding a ransom of $50 million. While hiding in a remote mansion and keeping an eye on their hostage, strange things start happening. The kidnappers soon realize that Abigail is far from an ordinary girl. She's a vampire, and she plans to kill them one by one. The Grudge 3, a wealthy Korean family living in America, experiences a series of sinister supernatural events. Fearing for their newborn child's safety, they turn to famous shamans Hwaram and Bongil to uncover the source of their misfortunes. The shamans quickly trace the issue to the vengeful spirit of a family ancestor. They decide to exhume the remains and rebury them elsewhere. Teaming up with a mortician and a feng shui master, they uncover the ancestor's grave in a cursed location. By disturbing the grave, they accidentally unleash terrifying forces that threaten everyone involved. The First Omen, a young American woman is sent to Rome to serve the church, but at the Vatican she encounters dark forces that make her question her faith. She soon uncovers a terrifying conspiracy with the ultimate goal of bringing the Antichrist into the world. Talk to Me. A group of teenagers gathers to perform an ancient ritual that summons lost souls into our world. Mia, hoping to connect with the spirit of her mother, who died 2 years ago, participates in the ritual. The process requires reciting an incantation in front of a mummified hand and allowing the spirit to possess her body. However, if the ritual lasts longer than 90 seconds, the boundary between the living and the dead will be broken forever. When spirits are unleashed, they begin to haunt Mia, turning her life into a nightmare. She tries to fix things, only to make them even worse. Barbarian. On her way to a job interview in Detroit, Tess books an Airbnb, but upon arrival, she discovers that due to a technical glitch, the house was also booked by someone else. It's late at night, and despite her reservations about the stranger staying there, she decides to stay. Soon, she will encounter something far more terrifying than unwanted housemates. And that's it for today's Scary Movie Roundup. If you found something to watch for tonight, don't forget to like the video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. See you in the next video.